And a very interesting way what exactly is SSH, and in case you have never heard this word or you have never understood exactly what SSH is, do not worry, in this video I am going to explain everything about SSH from scratch. So SSH, to start with, is an acronym for Secure Shell, and basically in very simple words it is a protocol that allows two or more machines to talk to each other over a network in a secure way. So there are two important things here. It is a protocol. So protocol is a set of rules or guidelines. So there are some set of rules and guidelines in SSH, and it allows two machines to talk or access each other securely over a network. So this is another important thing that you should always remember. It is over a network, like an internet. It is not like two machines are connected directly. It is happening over a network where we have a client and we have a server. So here we have a client and a server. The server is a remote machine and the client is our local machine, and from our local machine we access the remote machine or transfer or communicate information or exchange data between each other. So this is in very simple words what SSH is. Now, to understand exactly why did we need it, let us step back a little in history and understand how did it all started. So we had a need for two systems or two machines to talk to each other, and way back in 1960s there was a technology or a process developed called Telnet. So this is Telnet, and it was in 1960s when this was created, and this was again a protocol for two machines to access each other or talk to each other or communicate, but this was not a secure way. So this was a very great invention, but the only problem was, as we moved to the internet era and two machines needed to be accessed over a network, over internet, Telnet was no longer a secure way or a secure option for this communication, and therefore in 1990s and 1995 to be very specific, SSH was invented and created, and this was a secure way for two machines to talk to each other or access information or exchange data. Now the reason SSH is secure is because there is encryption involved. So whenever two machines are connected over SSH, the data exchange happens with encryption. So the information is encrypted, and by encryption it means that the actual data is converted into some cipher text which is not understandable by humans, as well as the machines are not able to extract the actual information because there are some encryption algorithms used. Now a very common and a very famous example or an analogy to explain this communication is like this. Suppose you have a friend and you want to send a box to your friend. The box contains some very important documents, and you do not want that this should be accessed by anybody else except your friend. So you put a lock on the box and send it over to your friend. Now you have the key to the lock, so your friend cannot open the lock. Once your friend receives the box, he puts his own lock over the box. So the box now has two locks. He sends it back to you. Once you receive the box with two locks, you can open your own lock because you have the key, and now the box is left with only a single lock, and you will send it again to your friend. Now your friend receives the box and he can now open the lock because he has the key to that lock, and this is how the information and the data can be exchanged in a secure way. Now with this knowledge, with this very basic knowledge of what SSH is and why is it used and how the data is secured when we communicate over SSH, let us now learn how exactly SSH works.